What up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We're back on Project Crackhawk. This Durango that we picked up from a field. This car has not ran in 13 years. Like, it's been parked for 13 years. It may not have ran for longer than that. I have no idea. I pretty much bought this thing on a whim and don't really know what to expect of this thing. So my plan is to try and see if this thing will crank, if it's got compression, if it's got spark. The fuel is probably trash in it because it's been sitting for so long. So my plan today is to try and sort through this thing and see if we can find out what's wrong with it, if it'll start and run, or what the deal is with it. So let's get into today's video. Well, one thing I noticed when I hopped up here was they had the battery terminals on wrong, so more than likely it shorted out a bunch of stuff. So definitely have to get another battery, put a different battery in it, and see if it'll do anything. More than likely it didn't. Like I said, it's probably popped a bunch of fuses. Hopefully it just destroyed the main fuse. Oh god, look at that mud dauber's nest everywhere. I mean, this thing, it's gonna be a chore. It's probably gonna need completely gutted, clean, detailed, all the above. I mean, let's see if this back hatch will even open. Oh, it's locked. Let's grab the key. See if we can open this. Who knows what's gonna come out of this thing. If it'll even open. I don't think it's even gonna open. Oh, there we go. Oh boy. Look at this. Holy shit. We're gonna have to, come on. Yeah, the trunk shocks are blown out of it. It's to be expected. I'm gonna grab something to prop this up. Who knows what we're gonna find in this thing, seriously. So it's dark out, obviously, and I checked the oil. This thing didn't have any oil on the dipstick, so I am gonna throw maybe a cord in it and check it, and then maybe we'll try and crank this thing over. Look at all those leaves. But yeah, I'll throw a cord in it, check it, and then as long as it's good, I'll grab the battery off the charger, and then I just want to see if it'll crank. I do eventually want to do a compression test and check oil pressure while cranking. Like I said, I was told this thing had a 408 stroker in it, so I don't want to destroy this thing just to hear it crank or, you know, dry fire it or anything stupid. But like I said, it didn't show on the dipstick, so I'm just gonna throw a cord in it, check it. I got another cord here. I can't imagine it leaked everything out of it. Only the finest oil. I don't want to waste it, you know. Let's sit there a second. But yeah, it's I'm super pumped about this thing. This thing is so rad. Definitely needs some MRE charge piping, custom charge piping built, and so on and so forth. Definitely will want to honestly probably pull the Pro Charger off of it. I'll send it in to my buddy that works there and just have them look at it, make sure it's good. I think this one, the P1SC, actually has a billet impeller on it. He did tell me they ran the serial numbers on it, and that thing was from 2006. So, as you can tell, it's got a MSD ignition box down there. I don't know, it's like a boost box or something. I'll have to look into that and check all that out. So it probably like pulls timing or something when it sees boost. Definitely have to look into that. But let's pull this dipstick. Man, the dipstick's really hard to get out too. Is there oil on it? Not really. Doesn't appear to. Let me clean this thing off a little better. Yeah, it had a lot of residue on it. But there's one more cord in it. And 2 cords would be enough to crank on it. I ain't gonna start it. Cord number 2. Going down the gauntlet. Everything on this thing's pretty cool. It's definitely would be a lot nicer to pull it all out, clean everything, you know, detail the engine bay out, which is, you know, assuming we keep it and keep this engine in it. We'll end up doing something like that probably. But also one of them things, if it starts and runs and then we end up, you know, getting everything checked over and it's good, and then I start driving it, you know me, I may not ever take the damn thing apart. Yeah, this dipstick is hard to get in this tube. I guess we can check and see if there's anything leaking out from underneath of it. Watch the oil just pour out of it as fast as I can put it in there. Hey, there's the intercooler. I did notice there's this here leaking. I don't know what's up there. Maybe it's this tank. Or the radiator. Something, I don't know. I can't tell what's down there. The boost pipe's down there. I don't know. Or maybe the power steering's leaking. Has it got any fluid in it? We're gonna try to fire this thing up. I sprayed just a little carb clean in it. I just wanna bump it and see if it'll hit or do anything. And I want to just see if like fuel pressure will come up. The good thing is the gas tank shows it's empty, so that's a plus. Oh, a little spray action here. No friggin' way. That sounded rough. Sounded real rough. I didn't see. Oh, that's what that was. I felt like a weird bump or a knock. I think that was this flying off. Yeah, and hitting that. It scared me. It scared me. I was trying to pop that off, but that thing's pretty stuck on there. Need an extra set of hands. Oh yeah, just give her the old flog. Oh, we got oil pressure. The pressure came up. Oh man. What are the odds? Like, so the gas shows it's like freaking empty. Like empty. Let me see if I can call somebody, see if I can get somebody to come help me. On a side note, guys, this thing has not ran in 13 years. Maybe longer. Oh, we got some more leaking going on down here. I feel like that's tranny fluid or something. What is that? I don't know what that is. I'm not real sure. I don't know. It smells like brake fluid. Did I put my foot on the brake though? Why is it spitting out brake fluid? I don't know. I mean, it's pretty low. Like, there's not really anything in the reservoir. But, yeah. Anyways, this thing has not started and run in like 13 years. So, this is huge. This is a huge deal. It got oil pressure, so that's amazing. I would like to spray it with a little bit of carb clean to try and keep it running briefly for a minute. And then maybe I throw some gas in it and see if it'll pump it up and start and run. It's good that the gas gauge shows it's empty. I mean, I've got some, I could run and get some gas. Why don't we just, and then I got any seafoam? We could throw a little seafoam in there. But yeah, I'm either gonna go get some gas or I'm gonna have somebody come help me and try and spray some carb clean in this thing to keep it running. So stand by. All right, so off camera, is that I don't have enough hands, feet, and toes to operate gas pedal, key, carb clean, the camera, all the above. And I was trying to record some of this on my GoPro. My GoPro died instantly. Like, I gotta figure something else out. Doing all this shit by myself and the stuff I get myself into usually turns into a nightmare. And I totally miss all the good stuff. Like, there's so much stuff that I don't get on camera that you guys would probably love to see. And it would probably do really good for the channel. So I have to be better about trying to just constantly have the damn camera on. But, so I had the hood up. I was inside the driver's door, basically hanging out of the door so I could operate the gas pedal and turn the key at the same time. And then I had my left hand operating the carb clean, trying to spray carb clean through the hood being open, and into the throttle body, like over the windshield cowl, over the wipers, into the throttle body. Sounded like a really good idea, but I didn't think about the fact that the motor's covered, like all in like the nooks and crannies and stuff, like the injectors, all that area right around it, the fuel rails and stuff's covered in like leaves, sparks, carb clean, and dry leaves. The whole top side of the motor just lit on fire. It backfired once through the car or through the throttle body and just burped flames out of it and just lit the whole top side of the engine up. So I did notice in that clip there, I showed that it's out of gas. It doesn't have any fuel in it, at least based on the gauge. So when we got some gas, I got 5 gallons of 93. I'm gonna put some gas in it, see if the gas gauge moves off of E, and then I'll have a pretty good idea that I think it's empty. I don't know, maybe they drained it. I find that hard to believe. And the likelihood that it just evaporated, I don't know, maybe. It's sitting for 13 years, maybe it did. I know I've seen old cars with, this actually have a plastic tank in it too, which is cool. Also makes me feel a little bit better about putting gas in it and trying to turn it on. And I parked right next to it, that's probably bad. What was I saying? I got all sidetracked here. But yeah, I don't know what I was saying. Oh, the gas tank. Yeah, so this actually has a plastic gas tank in it, which is cool. So I feel a little bit better about putting gas in it. If there's like varnished fuel and stuff in it or residue or something, it's not like metal and shit out of a like metal tank just rotting away from old fuel sitting in it. So with it being plastic, I feel a little bit better about it. So I'm gonna throw 3, 4, 5 gallons in this thing, and hopefully there's no leaks. We'll see if there's a fuel leak or something somewhere. If there is, then I'll stop, and I'm not gonna start it. I just have to find a fuel leak at that point. But I think Troy's coming over, so worst case, we'll have him operate the carb clean, or I'll operate the carb clean. He can operate the key and everything else. And I'm gonna put my phone on the charger because my phone's about to die as well. And maybe I'll have him record some because his phone's usually always charged. Mine's always dead. But anyways, I'm gonna get to it, put some fuel in it, and we'll try and start this thing again. All right, so we put 5 gallons of gas in it. I guess I'll prime it and we can see if it's got any leaks anywhere. I hear it clicking, so. I know there's gonna be some vacuum leaks because I saw some broken vacuum lines and shit.
Yeah. I don't see anything leaking. I don't see anything leaking like off the rails or nothing, so.
The mirror works.
You're gonna have to change that air filter out.
Huh?
So you're gonna have to change that air filter out.
Yeah.
Things seen some better days.
I need to take it off, actually. Really?
Yep. Oh, stop. Fuel leak. Oh, God. Oh. Yeah, it's pissing out of the back of this, whatever this is.
Oh, yeah. That's the...
There's no clamp on it. There's no clamp on that side.
Well, but I don't think it's... I think it's...
Oh, this is my eyeball.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Watch your face.
Watch your eyes.
Well, yep, that's got to.
It started. Yeah.
So that's I think you can buy that stuff from O'Reilly's, and you just like heat it up, slide it on because it's like barb, but it's like it's heat shrunk to the barb.
When I just touched it, you could like it's gonna crumble if you like try to take that hose. Like that hose is hard.
Oh yeah.
But it leaked out of both sides, so I mean.
So that means. Damn it. That was anticlimactic. It just squirt everywhere.
Yeah, it just.
That residual pressure.
It's got some fuel pressure on
Yeah,
it.
it does. Holy shit.
It's still going.
Damn it. That blows. Really. Well, now everything's soaked in fuel, so that's not good.
Yeah.
Like plug wires and such.
It's still going.
It is still going.
Jeez. Oh snap! Is that manual boost control right there?
I don't know.
I don't know what that is.
That's some kind of like
Vacuum
block
block.
of some sort. But they got vacuum lines going into stuff. Well, that's the thing that I was saying. Like, I don't know where there's supposed to be a vacuum line going to that, but I don't know where. Like, I don't know. So, I guess at this point, it's either blow it off, let it dry, or let it dry, try and hit it with some fucking carb clean. Or
That's a lot of fuel.
that was a lot of fuel. All right, so I just tried to start it with gas in it. Troy came over, and as you saw there, as soon as we tried to crank on it, it did kind of briefly start for a second, but had a huge fuel leak. The crossover piece from rail to rail, you see here, this little plastic tube basically connects the two of them together, and it's just like heat shrinked onto it. See if I can get that to focus. It's like heat shrinked onto like a barb, and why is it focused on my finger? There you go. A little barb there. It's heat shrunk onto it, and it was split. So I think you can get that hose from O'Reilly's. I'll have to take it off, take it up there, and see if I can get it and try and heat shrink a new piece on it, just for the time being. And I decided I was going to throw the injectors in the cleaner. They look, once I pulled them out of the rail, they look pretty nasty. I don't know if these have like filters inside of them or what. They're pretty small. I don't know how anybody ever planned back in the day to make power on these kind of injectors. They're a big Siemens Deca style injector. They're massive. You know, they're old school. Look at that. Oh God, it smells terrible. You can't smell that, but I can. But yeah, they're an old Siemens Deca Dodge injector. I don't know how big they are. I could probably actually get in the Terminator software, and there's probably a deal for those injectors in there, so I can probably see how big they are, or I can Google them. But yeah, here, I mean, you can even look inside the rail. Look at all the junk inside the rail. That sucks. I don't know how I'm gonna clean that out. Dang it. I might bite you in the butt. I might have to just buy a rail set up for it. Because these are pretty gunked up, and I don't want that to get in the injectors, which these aren't good injectors. I just try and start it, but I don't want to trash an injector on startup. But yeah, basically what you saw there inside the rail was kind of inside the top of the injector itself. So I figured I'd try and run them and just see where we can get with them. But they all seem relatively consistent so far, so nothing really got into them yet, but I hadn't really pumped anything through the fuel pump yet. We're gonna run them on some high speed and then see how they look. I'll run them through some tests, make sure they're clean. Maybe I'll try and blow the rails out the best I can, and then just hope for the best for the time being, because if I can get it running and all that stuff, this hopefully will all change later. If I decide not to change it, then maybe I can just buy a new rail I'll get online now and look and see, but I'll get these clean, see if I can fix this temporarily, and then we'll get back to trying to start this thing and see if it'll start and run. All right, so I got the injectors run through, I cleaned them all up. They're all really close, good enough for what I'm trying to do here. I don't plan on going out, doing any burnouts in this thing or nothing like that. I literally just want to see if it'll start and run. Went to O'Reilly's, got a repair kit to fix this, what is this, nylon? Yeah, this nylon fuel hose that connects from rail to rail, that broke. So I'm gonna cut that to length, put that on, and then I'm gonna throw the injectors and the rail back in it real quick. And it's starting to get late, it's almost 9 o'clock. And it's getting cold too, because it's supposed to rain and snow tomorrow. So I'm gonna try and throw those on real quick, and then maybe I'll try and just briefly try and start the truck up, assuming I can get all this back together in the next like 15 minutes. So let me get these injectors out of the cleaner, get them put in the rails, get the rail assembled, get it on the truck, and we'll start this thing up. So I got my little piece of nylon hose on there. That was actually a real pain in the butt. They say to just put it in boiling water for 10 minutes. That does not work. So I'm gonna try and fish this back through all that real quick. Try and see if I can button everything back together real quick, just enough to be able to try and start this thing. So let me get to it and we'll see if we can fire this thing up before it gets too late. I got the rail back on, all the injectors are plugged in, ground wires are back on, fuel lines are plumbed back on. So essentially we should be able to start this thing, hopefully, with no other fuel leaks. So let me I think I got a fire extinguisher here in the house. We're gonna grab it just in case. I mean, what could go wrong, right? All right, so I'm gonna hop up in here. Let's see what she'll do here. Look for leaks. Huh. Okay. Now I don't have dash lights, so that's weird. So it has a check engine light. Let's see if we can do the old Dodge trick and find out what the check engine light is. See if it'll flash at us. Well, heck, no, this one's new enough. You can just put a scanner on it. Huh, I'll be dang. But I don't know where all my dome lights went. We had dome lights before, and now we don't. Weird. Wonder what happened there. Maybe it popped a fuse for the dome or for the interior light. This damn thing stays on like crazy. Let's see if I can turn this light on. Let's see. Got oil pressure. All the oil pressure. Alternator shows it's charging. Vacuum leak. So it's idling really high. idling really, really high. Man, I hammered my knee. Oh, that hurt. I see leaves on fire or something. Better grab some water. I'm gonna let it sit there with the hood open for a little bit just in case I gotta hose off some burning leaves. 13 years this thing hasn't ran, and I put some gas in it, cleaned the injectors, fixed some fuel leaks or a fuel leak. Literally all with, I mean, honestly, like all in all, probably like an hour's worth of work. And this thing started and ran. Like honestly, really easy, which is super surprising considering. Luckily, the plastic fuel tank, that was a huge saving grace. The fact that it had no fuel in it, if there was fuel in it, it was very little. So that was a huge win. One thing I'll need to do is I got oil from O'Reilly's. I'm gonna change the oil on it while it's sitting here on the trailer. That way, when I go to take it off the trailer, and I did notice that there's a brake fluid leak on this thing as well. So that being said, change the oil. I'm gonna try and drive it off the trailer. It'll be the first time it's moved in 13 plus years, and we'll drive it off the trailer. I'll get it out here in the driveway, and I'll do a really good hand wash and all that stuff on it, and we'll start picking through the interior of this thing and start trying to decide what we're gonna do with this thing. I have an idea, but like I said, I want you guys to give me an idea of what you all think we should do with it. Should we keep it, do some cool stuff with it, fix it, bring it back to life? I thought about like detailing it and doing like a really fancy detailed job on it, clay bar, like a before and after and stuff, and just see if we can bring this thing back to life, because the paint's pretty rough on it. Who knows? But anyways, super pumped. I'm in love with this thing. Most people don't like these things. I'm in love with it. I think it's probably one of the coolest things I own at this point. But that's gonna do it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching. Keep following. We'll see you on the next one.